Hi guys, welcome to the 3 Generate TV studios. It's great to have you with us. Why don't you tell us your name and where you come from?
So I'm Alysha, I come from Dunstable, which is near to Luton.
Nice.
I come from Cliff, but I'm originally from Belfast.
Fantastic. And why don't you tell us a little bit, maybe Luke, can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing in a worship session?
So this morning we did a session called Now That Was Worship, which focused on what was authentic worship, what was inauthentic worship, what we liked about our church worship as well.
Fantastic. So what did people say they enjoyed about worship to begin with?
They said that they felt authentic worship was when they joined with a lot of other youth and they worshipped together and they saw the Spirit move and they encountered God and they directly engaged and interacted with worship.
Alysha, why don't you tell us a time when you've really enjoyed worship and what you've experienced and what you've felt at that?
So about 5 years ago I went to New Wine, which is a Christian festival each summer. It's linked with Soul Survivor, if you've heard of that. And they have different age groups and age streams. And we had this hour block of worship. It was about an hour and it was just amazing. Everyone in the whole room was worshipping, and you have the young leaders with each group and they were all worshipping, and then it was like for ages we were really high energy, everyone was jumping and dancing and it was great. And then it kind of like went down and calmed down a bit, and the band were playing more atmospheric music, and people were praying for each other, and people were like on the floor, they were lying down, some people were like crying or laughing, and it was just amazing to see all the different ways in which worship is expressed.
That's fantastic. And what did some of the young people in the session say about their struggles with worship, maybe about their experiences of negative worship?
They said that inauthentic worship came from mainly people just not getting involved. So they said that they would want to worship, but if the people around them were a bit stale almost, that it would sort of inhibit them. They also said that a lot of organ music and a lot of like 12-verse hymns, just as soon as they heard them, they would just be like, oh, no, not these again. But yeah, another thing is, another really interesting thing that came out was the fact that worship is very much regimented. So stand up, worship, sit down, stand up again, sermon. And they said they didn't really like that because it takes away the freedom and the freedom that they have to just worship as they want to.
Well, if you could see some changes generally in the church, the young person, if you could see the church make some changes in their worship style, what would you like to see happen?
I think for me worship is a lot used as sort of like a song to like kind of punctuate the talking of the sermon, and I think when I do go to other youth events and stuff, we have worship blocks where we're like, this is important, so we're going to give it an actual block, so we're going to give it a block that might be equal or different length to the talking, but you're giving it a time where everyone is like focusing on just connecting with God in a certain way.
That's really cool. And Luke, just the last question. So obviously in the Methodist Church there's a lot of use of hymns, and what was the young people's response to hymns, and what was their response to seeing God move in hymns?
A lot of the response from the young people was that they didn't really feel God move through hymns, and they didn't really enjoy the hymns, and they more saw it as almost like a mathematical exercise of, we got 12 more verses to go, 11 more verses to go, 10 more verses to go, chorus, right? And they kept on, which is something I've experienced as well, where you hear someone say, we're about to sing for example, "Oh for a Thousand Tongues," and
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want to get involved and maybe comment on some of the things the guys have said, or get involved in a discussion about worship, you can tweet at 3Generate2014 or hashtag 3Gen, and maybe comment and ask some questions and get involved in a discussion about worship. Thanks for coming along, guys. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.